Good evening, everyone. Hi. Hello, Navi. Hi, everyone here also. So we are all here to attend an amazing session on sales. I think we all know the importance of sales. Somewhere or the other, we are always selling, whether it is our personality to get accepted, or it is about negotiating something with our parents. Everything about negotiation is sales strategy. So today we are going to understand that sales strategy, the art of negotiation, if you can touch upon a little bit. So that is what we are going to discuss. And while we have our audiences joining us, can I request the ones who have their startups, or what are you doing? Archana, if I can have your introduction, what business you are into? Yeah, I know.
Hi. So I handle marketing for my Soho, and I will be attending it on behalf of my sales team and the marketing. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Your voice was low. All right. Thank you so much, Archana. Navi, would you like to share? Navi Sial, right? Navneet, would you like to share about your business, what you are into? Welcome, Aditi. Would you like to share about your business?
Hi, Shilpi this side. मेरे को नाम change करना पड़ेगा. Just a sec.
Not a problem. So, Shruti, would you like to share about your startup or?
One second.
पहले मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया, अब उसे याद भी रहेगा. मैंने कुछ बोला, अब तो काफी सारे लोग ज्वाइन करने शुरू हो जाएंगे. अभी नवी नवी लोगों से बात कर दूंगी. मैं से पिछली बार
Shilpi from
Archana, can you mute yourself? Hi, welcome, Shilpi. Guys, we have this as a zero period, so we can have 2 minutes of introduction. Any startups wants to talk about themselves, introduce yourself. Quick 30 seconds of introduction.
Hi, Anumam, Shilpi this side from Talent LJ Technologies. We are into business for past 12 plus years, and we have a software development company, software development, mobile application development, and we are into services, mostly software development services, and we have catered for up to like more than 10 plus countries, and we have clientele all over the world. And what? Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful, thank you. And we go a long way back, right?
Yeah.
So nice to see all of you here. So Shilpi, Archana, Navi, Palak, Rimpi, Keshav, Kritika, and all of you here. Thank you so much for joining us today for this amazing session by an amazing magnetic personality, Mr. Gaurav Vashisht, who is right here. We have this session in online and offline hybrid mode. So I would give you a brief introduction, what I can say in these 20 seconds about Gaurav Vashisht. So Gaurav is a dynamic business success catalyst renowned for transforming B2B sales strategies into actionable results. With 25 years of experience, doesn't look like if you see him, you're soon going to see him. So with 25 years of experience, including overcoming significant setbacks, Gaurav has perfected the art of driving sales growth and operational efficiency for SMBs. His mission is ambitious yet clear to generate $1 billion in client sales revenue by 2030. As the brain behind the innovative actions model, and a seasoned storyteller, Gaurav's multifaceted approach and relentless innovation to empower business worldwide. So, friends, allow me to introduce Gaurav Vashisht.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Shilpi. So Shilpi and I also go way back, right? I many. So there are a few over here, sitting in the conference hall, and there are a few of you over here. So there is somebody who's called Yes, Yes. Yes, yes, you can speak. Yes, yes. You raised your hand. Yes, yes. All right. Anyways, would you like to introduce yourself? अच्छा, yes सिर्फ नाम का ही है, right? You normally say no. Huh? Anyways, there you go. All right, so Madan ji has joined us. Anyways, guys, very quickly, I would like to first introduce myself. Why am I good at what I'm saying I'm good at? Why am I here taking a master class on sales? The reason is because I have failed. The reason is because I have failed massively, not once, but twice. And it was that journey of getting up from failure that I realized, when I lost everything last time, it was 2019. And I was in this zone of confusion. What shall I do? So I tried a lot of things. I was very good in communication. So I used to go to companies and say, okay, I'll rejuvenate you. I was very good at building things, startups. So I tried to build 7 startups at the same time, sitting on my drawing room table and having no money. So I did build actually 7 startups, and I can tell you honestly, 5 of them did not even launch. I could not even launch 5 of them because physically it was not possible. But the ones I did launch, I realized I was good at one thing: sales. And then I picked up on this when I took an exit from my last startup I did. I took this as the main purpose, the main mission, the main, why I was like, while I was thinking about so many things I could do, I felt this is what I have to. Nobody would know this, but there is the current Thai president. Thai is the Indus entrepreneurs, Harith. Harith and I, we were sitting together, and he, mentioned this in, I think it was 2020. And he says, Gaurav, one thing you should focus on is sales. And I always knew this. I always used to do sales in my life. But that is one day I went back and I started working on the sales strategy. So I built systems, I failed, I worked with companies, wasn't working. I reiterated so many methodologies, so many ways, then learned what was good, what was bad. And today I am a complete product. Complete product because I know how to build systems, build strategies, and sell better, right? So the entire journey, it all comes down to how do you sell? So let's start that journey. And if Keshav, you can help me with the presentation, and let's start that journey. So I have a very clear, I want to, base this journey on people who are here, right? So I'm going to base it. I know Shilpi is in B2B, and she would be targeting B2B customers, right? And Minnie, you would be also targeting B2B corporates, B2B. You are a life coach, you are a psychologist, right? So you would be targeting B2B also. Can anybody tell me, anybody in B2C over here? You're in B2C, you're also in B2C. Okay, so I'll cover both aspects. And so what we'll do is, we'll try to make it very relevant today. We'll try to solve any particular gaps that you would have, and we will try to solve, the sales conundrum that everybody would normally have. So what is sales? What is sales is, we start very early, right? We start very, very early in our life, that we start selling, and from childhood actually. If anybody's got kids, just look at what your kids do, and then try to go back and look at what you did, or what you even do currently with your partners, with your children, with your parents, with whoever is there in your life. We are always, we have this element of selling. So selling is not something which we are grown up to, it's the love and hate relationship. That means the moment we start a business, we say selling is most important for us. But the same people who say the sales is most important for us, the moment somebody sells to them, they make a face, they frown, they give 1,000 reasons to be angry. And this is the world we live in, the love-hate relationship of sales. We as business owners, as somebody like, with our parents, with our children, or, with our partners, with our relationships, with our friends, we are always selling. Even to a sabji wala, we try to make a bargain. We are always selling the concept. I'll give you so much business later. मतलब तुम मुझे discount दे दे. Even for that level, we are primed to sell. But the moment somebody sells to us, we have this hate relationship. We normally say, रहने दे यार, and we close down. So the idea is to understand the psychology of sales and how do you make people open up. So the only word that comes to mind is that that what we need to realize, and this presentation is going to be very quick slides, but it's all about, the 3 words that you have to build before you can open up these arms. I have a psychologist with me, so Miniji will tell me this is a closed position, right? And everybody starts with this position. So a sales strategy is a person unknown, a person who's not known to you is always going to be found in a closed position. Nobody's going to come and say to you, come sell to me. So that means you have to work on the first 3 letters of TCA. That means trust, credibility, and authority. If you don't build trust, if they don't trust you, if they don't find you credible enough, or if they don't believe in your authority, they will not open up. These arms, you can try whatever you want. Until you have these 3, those arms will not open. But the day they open up, then is the next part of the journey, service, the deliverability. The day you've delivered, that arms which open up become an embrace. That is your referrals, that is your customer journey, that is what sales is all about. So our entire journey in sales actually should be built about how do we build trust, how do we build credibility, how do we build authority. All that, jargon about digital marketing, all that jargon about everything we talk about, social media, I do ads on this, I will use this platform, that platform. The traditional and the only method to sell has never changed. What has changed is the tools, the techniques somehow, like, because we have tools, we, change the way we reach those people. But the entire journey, the entire sales process has always and will always remain the same. That means you have somebody who's closed, unaware, you make them aware, you make them trust you either, or you, showcase that you are credible, or you showcase your authority and they open up. So they become aware, they become aware, they become interested, and now they are ready to buy from you once you have built that. So the journey, so I've covered the basic effective, we're going to do this sales more. I don't need to introduce to you because there are not so many here. So I'll go very quickly. So what are the challenges today you face? Anybody who wants to tell me what challenges you face today? Why can't you sell more than what you want to? What are your challenges? Online platforms is your challenge. So I would say technology, you are not well versed with the technological advances. Okay. What's your challenge? Shilpi, any challenges you have?
Competition is very high.
Competition is very high.
Latest technologies that are coming up. I mean, technology is changing every day. AI is taking over the
Correct.
methods that we used to work in.
Correct. So those are the challenges. Karunji, any challenges you are facing in today's business environment? Any challenges? Because I'm going to address every challenge. You know, that's the point of a masterclass, right? Any challenges, sir?
Gaurav, can you hear me?
Yes, Karun.
Actually, what I am facing these days that the companies are selling their products on different kind of platforms, and at certain point of platforms they have been missold. But we have to face that because we are the face in the market. Like many time, like I'm in the insurance product dealing. So what happens that the online platforms or banks many times missell the product, but when the results come they ask us that it has been sold missell to them, but
So you're
where
typically
we are
talking
not there.
about you're talking about the insurance sector, typically,
Yeah,
or mutual funds or insurance or investments,
definitely,
which
definitely.
sometimes has been missold by something, but the industry wide there is a whitewash and everybody's put in the same bucket. Correct? This is what you're
That
saying?
that
All
that's
right,
it.
we'll solve that also. Vishal, you have anything that is challenging for you? Yes. Perfect. So the challenges I have is technology. The second challenges I have, is how do you reach out to the right people? Credibility. How do you safeguard your credibility? Karunji is saying, and you've said that people don't, respect consultancy. Everybody wants free gyan. Nobody wants to pay for it, right? This is what I have to solve today. And then if I look at it, the market trends and dynamics, you've seen that everything is changing as we speak. I mean, just last week, I was checking on what all I could add as AI tools in my company. And I just started looking at, we are already using about 10 tools. And now I was just exploring others and there were at least 1,000 more out there. And I was like shocked that, oh my God, it's become so, so what does technology do? We're going to learn what leverage is and what technology is going to do. But okay, the market trends are, we are changing very rapidly. And the third is customer behavior is changing because of what they are pushed onto. So that means a person who was reacting to a video last year would react differently this year because AI is making those videos and he thinks now that AI is making those videos. So he's already risk averse. He's trying to again go into that closed position that I was talking about, right? So these are what the challenges I will solve today, right? Okay. So basically, let's look at where we want to be. So the first thing we always have to fix is the leverage. Now, this is not on the slides. So what you have to realize is, and Shilpi, this will answer your query also. So Shilpi, this is where everything is, which is leverage. Now what happens is there are only 4 leverages in today's world. But an old saint, an old Archimedes said once that you give me a lever long enough and a platform to rest it on, and I will, move the world, move the earth. And it's a fact. What everyone doesn't realize is to make a difference, you have to have some leverage. The world of sales, has to start by you understanding who you are and what is your leverage. So the 4 leverages we have, and guys, this is the most interesting part, right? We always have to think what are leverages. Number 1 leverage is always capital. That means a person who can spend more normally can reach out to more people and can convey their message to a lot more people. So capital is your number one leverage. That means if you want you want to run ads, you need money. And now you will say, no, I'm a bootstrap startup. Where do I get money from? So your number one leverage always is capital. You have to think what you have, what you don't have. The second leverage is labor. My spellings is missing a new American and English, right? So labor is our second leverage. The people who don't have anything else, they normally only have the labor. So most of the freelancers, most of the businesses, they work on the labor leverage. They bring this up. The third leverage is code. So that's where technology comes in. If you were successful the last 10 years, you had a leverage which was a mixture of, let's say, labor and code. Let's say, Shilpi, for Talent Asia, what was the leverage? You had code and you had labor. You had a leverage which was working for you, and that's why everything was good. But if we don't adapt to this code, right? If we don't communicate with the machines the way they, if either we embrace it or we, spend the next 3 years complaining about it. It's very simple. We can embrace it or we can keep complaining about it because the world will keep moving on. So the world will keep moving on because the leverage is code. When I say code, I don't mean that you cannot use a no code solution. That also has code behind it. And the fourth leverage is always media. Media is, when you talk about things going viral, when you talk about, those moments of fame. Imagine, there is the story of Pump Cart. Mr. Bhatia, Sahil would be knowing. Mr. Bhatia, from a zero business, which he was closing in a week's time, he had finished his capital, he had finished everything. And from that zero business, Modi ji mentioned him in one of his speeches. And Modi ji said, oh, there is an Indian startup called Pump Cart, जो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है भाइयों और बहनों, और वो बहुत अच्छा काम करने से सारा मीडिया उनके वहां पहुंच गया और वो फेमस हो गए. अब काम चलना नहीं चलना, फेमस जो हो गया वो अपने आप चल गया. क्यों? अथॉरिटी बन गई. सो ये सारी चीजें, when it all is brought together, it is how do you earn your trust, credibility, and authority is by leverage. So you always have to think कि sales अगर करनी है, you need to know your leverage first. आपको अपनी weakness पता नहीं है, आप अपनी strengths ढूंढ रहे हो. A person always works well, and that is how I recovered. I've built $2 million businesses in the last 4 years, right? And how I recovered was by doing an inversion thinking. Inversion thinking is not knowing what I have, but what will happen if I don't do it. So the question was a simple thinking. What will happen if I call nobody? Nothing. So anything, calling 10 people will be better than calling nobody. Inversion. सोचो अगर आप कुछ नहीं करते हो तो कुछ नहीं होना है, और जब आप कुछ करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली उसका कोई इफेक्ट होगा. अब उस इफेक्ट को, अभी इन्वर्जन को, हमें सिस्टम और प्रोसेस, जिसको क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि उसने क्या करना है, वो हमेशा रैंडमली ट्राई करता रहेगा. एंड आई डिड दिस सेम थिंग. Randomly, I did so many things. 1 thing, 2 thing, 3 thing. Trying this. थोड़ी देर कुछ किया, थोड़ी देर कुछ किया, ये नहीं चलता. Next. ये नहीं चलता. Next. Email marketing नहीं चलती. Next. And the worst was, those were all the wrong decisions. Today, I'm using all the same things, but I'm consistent. I'm just, trying to iterate. Design thinking, simple. Sales में हर चीज चलती है, right? Design thinking कहता है कि प्रोटोटाइप बनाओ, उसको फिर मार्केट में फेंको और आइटरेट करो, मार्केट से फीडबैक लो, उसको चेंज करते हो. सेल्स में भी यही सेम चलता है. सिस्टम बनाओ, उसको मार्केट में फेंक दो और उसको तब तक बेटर करते रहो जब तक वो चलता नहीं है। सो उसके लिए सबसे पहले आपको चाहिए होता है प्रोसेस। दैट मीन्स प्रोसेस की मैं बहुत बारी बातें करता हूँ, nobody realizes कि मैं इतनी बारी प्रोसेस 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 करता हूं। एंड उसका रीजन क्या है? उसका रीजन है क्लैरिटी, क्लैरिटी ऑफ थॉट। सेल्स अच्छी तरह करनी है तो एक पेपर पे, जैसे हम लोग एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में बिजनेस मॉडल बनाते हैं ना, जैसे आप कहते हैं आपने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप सिखाई है नॉर्मल, हम लोग एक बिजनेस मॉडल बनाते हैं। अब बिजनेस मॉडल एक पेज वाला जो होता है वो एक विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन है कि हम कैसे बिजनेस करें, राइट? वैसे ही एक सेल्स का बिजनेस मॉडल होना चाहिए, राइट? सेल्स का एक मॉडल होना चाहिए। मॉडल क्या होता है? सिस्टम, कि मैं कैसे करूं। उस सिस्टम के आपको स्टेप्स बनाने हैं, उसका प्रोसेस बनाना है। ये स्टेप आप रियलाइज करोगे, थोड़ी देर लिख के आप उसमें जुगाड़ करने लग जाओ। जैसे कि मैंने अपने कंटेंट के लिए करना शुरू कर दिया, राइट? दैट मींस हम अपने क्लाइंट्स के लिए कंटेंट करते हैं, हम एक पीस ऑफ कंटेंट से वी टेक आउट 180 पीसेस ऑफ कंटेंट, रिपर्पस, रिसाइकल, रीयूज, री और उसको ब्रेक करना पार्ट्स में, एक पीस ऑफ कंटेंट। एंड दैट वाज जुगाड़। जुगाड़ इज बिकॉज मींस कितना पैसा है, कितना लगा सकते हैं, कितने में फिट करना है। बट जब तक उसको लिखोगे नहीं, कैसे करोगे, आपको रियलाइज ही नहीं होगा, आप कभी काम स्टार्ट ही नहीं कर पाओगे। बिकॉज अगेन आप वही करोगे, इसको कर लेता हूँ, कोई एक्सपर्ट ढूंढ लेता हूँ, थोड़ी देर करेगा, चला नहीं, ये तो चलता ही नहीं है, मैंने ट्राई किया था। एंड एवरीबडी वुड हैव इन देयर जर्नी दैट मैंने ट्राई किया था, ये चलता नहीं, मैंने ट्राई किया था, ये चलता नहीं, मैंने आई डिड इट, इट डिड नॉट वर्क। एंड द वर्ल्ड अराउंड यू विल बी डूइंग द सेम थिंग्स एंड सेइंग दिस वर्क्स फॉर you know that is the difference between system, process and consistency versus no system, random efforts on sales, everybody because we want to do sales. And the third is we have no consistency. So Karunji will give the example. He's consistent with his videos. Karunji, अगर आप consistently videos डालते रहते हैं, वो चलता है ना, आपके बड़े ना सब्सक्राइबर्स।
बिल्कुल बड़े सर।
कितनी पेशेंस लगी? क्या पहले दिन से बड़े हुए थे?
नहीं सर, पहले तो कभी 100 व्यूज भी नहीं आता था, आज 5000 भी आता है।
ये हुई ना बात। सो कंसिस्टेंटली आप ऐसे रैंडमली यूट्यूब वीडियोस बना लेते हो या कोई सिस्टम बनाया हुआ?
नहीं सर, देयर इज अ टाइम फ्रेम दैट एवरी वीक वी हैव टू कम विद वन वीडियो बाय हुक और बाय क्रोक।
देयर यू गो। एक वीडियो बनाने के लिए आपके एटलीस्ट यू वुड हैव 10 to 12 डिफरेंट चैलेंजेस। स्क्रिप्ट लिखनी है, जगह लोकेशन चाहिए, लाइटिंग चाहिए, कैमरा चाहिए, उसके बाद वो आप मतलब ना आपके 12 चीजें तो होंगी।
तो सबसे पहले तो गेस्ट चाहिए।
गैस चाहिए, जो भी आपको 12 चीजें लेट से चाहिए। उसके बाद आपको वीडियो को मार्केट भी करना है, उसका एसईओ भी करना है। ये सारा जो प्रोसेस है, आप अगर कहीं पर लिख लेते हैं और उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं, चेकलिस्ट बना लेते हैं। सो सबसे पहले सिस्टम एंड प्रोसेसेस में गाइस, इसको व्हाई आई एम सेइंग, मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन में ज्यादा नहीं, मेरे में ज्यादा है, राइट? सो सबसे पहले हमेशा अपनी एक चेकलिस्ट बनाओ। जब तक चेकलिस्ट नहीं है आपका सिस्टम नहीं बने, ठीक है? चेकलिस्ट के ऊपर सिस्टम बनाओ। चेकलिस्ट बनाओ, क्या क्या करना होता है, ठीक है? उसके ऊपर सिस्टम बनाओ और उसके बाद प्रोसेस लिखो कि किस दिन क्या होगा, किस दिन, दिन बाय दिन। एंड उसको अगर ठीक करना है उसको कैलेंडर में डालो। अब क्या होगा, प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगी कि आपके पास जब सब कुछ लिख लिया होगा वो इतना ज्यादा लगेगा, क्योंकि जब आप सारा कुछ लिख लो, क्योंकि आप सब कुछ करना चाहते हो, तो वो इतना ज्यादा लगेगा, यू विल नॉट इवन स्टार्ट, यू विल स्टार्ट प्रोक्रेस्टिनेटिंग। एंड आप उसको बैक बर्नर पे, हाँ मैं करता हूँ, हाँ मैं करता हूँ, हाँ मैं करता हूँ, हाँ मैं करती हूँ, हाँ मैं करती हूँ। थोड़ी देर बाद किसी को हायर कर लेती हूँ, फिर थोड़ी देर बाद ये वही सेम डायलॉग, किया था, चला नहीं। बट द होल पॉइंट इज कि इसको करने के लिए आपको वो मेरा मेथड यूज करना है जो मैंने अपने को ठीक करने के लिए किया। मैं सेम कोड से, सेम चीजें मैंने की। That means मैं प्रोसेस को डब्बों में बांटता हूं और मैं छोटी छोटी विंस पे जाता हूं। विंस क्या होती हैं? जब तक आप खुश नहीं होगे मैंने कुछ अचीव कर लिया, आप नेक्स्ट, आपको जब पहाड़ बहुत लंबा दिखता है, सो हम लोगों ने सारों ने अपनी जर्नी, वी मेड आवर जर्नी एज सिंपल एज पहाड़ी चढ़ रहे, बिकॉज हमें वो ना जाके वो सनसेट देखना है या सनराइज देखना है। सो हम पहाड़ी की जर्नी को और टॉप को हम अपना सक्सेस मांगने लग जाते हैं। बट कोई भी वो जर्नी के बीच में, वी नेवर स्टॉप एंड स्मेल द फ्लावर्स, वी नेवर स्टॉप एंड लुक एट द नेचर अराउंड। Yes, there is a sunrise or a sunset which is very beautiful out there, but you've lost the art of stopping and looking around that, hey, after every half an hour, I can take a pause and appreciate what I've done. I reached, मैं नीचे था, मैं इतना ऊपर आ गया. That journey has to be understood कि वो जो छोटे छोटे pauses है, that gives you the art of trust. मेरे को टाइम थोड़ा स्पीड बढ़ानी पड़ेगी ना. ठीक है, मेरे को स्पीड बढ़ानी पड़ेगी गाइस. Yes, ठीक है. हाँ, so this is Q&A only, ना? The people who are there, I'm addressing them, right? So basically, the continuous improvement, design thinking on your process only starts when you throw your system into the market. जब तक आप मार्केट से पूछोगे नहीं क्या चल रहा है, तब तक वो नहीं चल. So wherever I have failed because we have certain expectations. And मैं clients के पास भी जाता था, कहता ये बहुत अच्छा, you know, expectations बन गई. बट उसके बाद जब डिलीवरी करने जाते थे, हम उनकी ईमेल मार्केटिंग करने जाते थे, तो वो हमें फ्रेश डोमेन दे देते थे. फ्रेश डोमेन चलता नहीं, वो स्पैम में आता था, बाउंस. हमारे यहाँ पर ईमेल धड़ाधड़ चल रही है, वहां पर वो कोई भी नहीं चल रही है, एंड सीधा हमारी गर्दन पकड़ी जाती है. Right? Because we are not iterating. We are not following a system, following a process, and we set our expectations high very soon. So guys, सबसे पहला hack है बिना system और process के start भी ना करना sales. ठीक है? दूसरा, ये मैंने लिखा क्या हुआ? कुछ तो लिखा था. हाँ, building solid teams. Abhi, I'm going to change the way you think on teams. Everybody thinks, मैं दोनों आंसर करूंगा, a single solopreneur and a 150 people company like Shilpi. For Shilpi, it is very important to build teams and have a very, very focused, push towards sales. That means she has to not only build her team, she has to constantly train them, और इसमें प्लीज ट्रेनिंग में एक चीज लिख लेना, standardization. That means Subhash versus Manoj, they should be doing the same. They should be trained in such a way that they are executing your system and process, and they're doing the same things. आपकी स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन, आपकी कंपनी अब बड़ी हो गई. पर छोटे के लिए कैसे? मैंने लिख दिया रिक्रूटमेंट एंड ट्रेनिंग, स्किल डेवलपमेंट. अब जो सिंगल है या 5 पीपल कंपनी है, वो क्या करेगा? गाइस, जॉइंट वेंचर्स, पार्टनरशिप्स, वो लोग आपके साथ काम करें. जो सोलोप्रेन्योर्स होते हैं, एंड आई वाज अ सोलोप्रेन्योर, हाउ आई did leap waters you cannot even imagine. I tied up with publishers, I tied up with schools, I tied up with everybody I could, and I built my team. अब टीम तो वहां भी बन रही है, बस उसका मैं सैलरी नहीं दे रहा हूं. टीम तो बनानी है. बिल्डिंग टीम्स इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अकेले आप सब कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं, डेफिनेटली स्केल तो नहीं कर सकते, बट जब तक आप सोचोगे नहीं बिल्ड करनी है टीम, आपकी आगे सोचनी पड़ेगी. सो हैक नंबर 2, always be open to partnerships, joint ventures, and build your solid team, train them. Hack number 3, technology. This addresses everything that you guys said, right? सबको आज की डेट में टेक्नोलॉजी से प्रॉब्लम है. मैंने इसको 3 तरीके से इसको सॉल्व किया. Technology say we cannot run away. We have to embrace it. I went and hired new people who were from a tech background. I said, we are going to be a tech company rather than we be just a sales company. So we changed our thought because I knew what is coming. And not that I could foresee the future, I was experiencing it every day. So guys, there's enough out there which makes your life easier. That means for companies like Shilpi's who are into software development, product development, are themselves giving services, you should embrace technology so your work becomes better and you can now scale with your 150 people team, you can do the work of 500. Because the worry is not with you. The worry is with the top tier. They are the ones who should be worried because the work is going to be open for everybody else. So today you have to change your thinking and say, oh, great. I have an opportunity to be 5 times the company I am by just embracing technology. If you have to pay for a few tools, pay for it as long as it's convenient. And it's helping you efficiently do the same work better. Faster, better, more efficient, but remember, you have the leverage of code, Shilpi. That means nobody will able to replace. You can say build a website, build a product with AI, but उसमें इतना सा भी हिल गया ना, किसी को ठीक नहीं करना. It is always a combination. The next 5 years is going to be not a total destruction of human, jobs and everything. It is going to be use of technology, and Microsoft put it best. And I use this example every day with my team. I use it wherever I go. I tell them Microsoft understood it best. Nobody else actually has really thought of that vision. Microsoft called it Copilot. AI actually is your co-pilot. It is your assistant. It is not somebody who is going to be your boss. It is never going to be your boss. Remember that. It will always, you are always going to be the pilot in your own plane. AI is your co-pilot so that if you want to sleep and if you want to flirt with the air hostess, sorry ladies, then you can get your co-pilot flying the plane for some time. उड़ाना भी आपको है, land भी आपको करना है, but with a co-pilot with you. That means you have to embrace the tools. Don't do sales without a proper CRM. I have burnt my hands many times. अब मैं CRM के बिना कुछ नहीं करता. ठीक है? It has made my life simpler, easier, better, more efficient. Simple. Don't do it without embracing automation. Embrace AI. AI can, today, it's not only AI, it is automation, which is important, right? And you have to embrace the strength of technology. And teesra, please look at data. Data tells you everything, what is working, what is not. Data say you iterate. जो design thinking कह रहा था, data से करते हैं. थोड़ा speed बढ़ाते हैं. ये मैं बता चुका हूं आपको. And so basically, it all then comes down to anybody has any questions? Because question and answers के बीच में मैं घुस जाऊंगा. Till now. So anybody? Okay, I proceed. Okay. The next most important thing is can we think too much from मेरे को sales कैसे आए? How do I sell? What we don't realize is that entire answer is right there with your customers. We just don't understand. So you have to start looking at thinking from their point of view. So knowing your customer, you asked me, and that entire journey for me is knowing your customer. I have known 10-year-old businesses जिनको अपना actually customer नहीं पता, क्योंकि सब चल रहा है ना. They don't really know who their customer is. Everybody says सब लोग, and that is incorrect. आपका customer जब तक आपको नहीं पता, you will not be able to personalize things. You will not be able to understand the psychology. So the entire sales approach is based on 3 things. इसको जब तक आप वैल्यू नहीं दोगे, वैल्यू बनाती है ट्रस्ट, क्रेडिबिलिटी एंड अथॉरिटी. वैल्यू. If there is no value for that person, the most common thing that I have always heard is the expression WIIFM, which means what's in it for me? आप कह रहे हो, let's say you say, hey, I am a life coach. It will not work until you say, I will change your life like this. Value. The value is going to be noticed by only those people who are in pain. That means जिसकी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम है, उसको लाइफ कोच इमीडिएटली अट्रैक्ट कर जाए. जिसकी लाइफ अच्छी चल रही है, उसको लाइफ कोच वो उसको पूछेगा भी. सो हमारी को जो समझना है कि जो टाइमिंग है, उसका जो लास्ट में लिखते हैं कि आपको हमेशा इस आईसीपी में से एक ऐसा इंसान ढूंढना है जो आपकी प्रोफाइल में मैच कैसे करता है. उसके पास पैसा है, बजट, वो पैसा खर्च सकता है अपने आप, अथॉरिटी, उसको जरूरत है, लाइफ कोच की जरूरत है, सॉफ्टवेयर की जरूरत है, नीड, एंड उसको अभी जरूरत, टाइमिंग. सारी सेल्स की गेम ये यहाँ पर आती है कि हाउ डू आई find the right people who have the money, who need me, and the timing. Your entire marketing is based on this exact thing. कि उसको वो लिखना है जो उसको relate करता है. Because the magic word is relate to them. Customer experience जो सारा बोलते हैं कि कितना हम अपने कस्टमर से relate कर सकते हैं. Right? So, आपने कभी भी, अभी मैं एक क्वेश्चन और आंसर्स में बोलूंगा, कभी भी एक चैनल पे सेल्स नहीं करनी. Never use one strategy. You will fail. Or you will never go to that level which is your potential. That means I'm going to tell you in question and answers 6 ways you have to reach out to people, and everybody should be trying at least, if not, try to do all 6. There are 6 ways. Inbound, outbound, दोनों को मिला के 6 तरीके बता. Right? So any business I can tell you, sit and tell you which 6 ways do you have. हाँ, थोड़ा सा tweak होता रहता है. B2C, B2B, it will change a little bit. But those 6 main ways never change. Right? That means you have to explore new things and you have to, मैंने partnerships को बहुत में. So 6 ways I will cover in question and answers. And pricing, इसको again I am joining it with value. अगर आप value देते हैं तो pricing में कभी discount नहीं. Promotional कर सकते हो, कभी discount ना दो. क्यों? आप value पे price बढ़ाओ, value दो, price ना गिराओ. B2C, B2B दोनों के लिए मैंने बोल दिया. Never compromise on the price, give more value. Okay? So pricing strategies again QA में अगर किसी ने पूछना पूछ सकते हैं. And last is what I'm very good at. अब पता नहीं आप लोगों को पसंद नहीं आया, but मेरे communication skills बहुत अच्छे. But आपको, you don't have to be flamboyant, and you don't have to, be very particularly, very good in one language or something. Any language, as long as you can communicate, resonate with your customer to the challenge they are facing and give them a solution for that challenge, आप फेल नहीं हो सकते. कम्युनिकेट करने का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि मेरे को बोलना अच्छा आता है। कम्युनिकेट करने का मतलब होता है मेरी समझ है, क्योंकि इसका सेकंड है सुनो। बिकॉज मेरी समझ ये है, अब मैं समझ से उसको एड्रेस कर सकता हूं कि मैं उसका चैलेंज कैसे सॉल्व। अब वो सेल हुई, क्योंकि अब उसको वैल्यू दिखेगी, अब उसको सब समझ आएगा। वरना आप जितना मर्जी अच्छा बोल दो, you will be a good politician, but the politician is also always selling. They're just trying to sell things to you, right? Next 5 years, right? And that was a very simple way. This is what we covered. And I am open to questions. Let me go back to this. We've talked about it. And questions. Sahil ji, time per साहिल ने मेरे को इतना पुश किया ना, मेरे को ना भगानी पड़ी गाड़ी। वो पीछे से हर मिनट पे ऐसे घड़ी देख ले, फिर ऐसे घड़ी। मैंने कहा कर रहा हूँ यार, खत्म। इतना शॉर्ट तो मैंने आज तक सेशन ही नहीं लिया। बट वो क्या है ना कि आई एम अ टीचर्स सन, so when I start, I can go on and on. Each of the topics I've talked about, I can go for hours of them, because I live and breathe sales these days. I live with it. I'm creating so much content जो आपको दिखने वाला है थोड़े दिनों में, क्योंकि आप अभी मेरे को नोटिस अगर करेंगे तो फिर आपको कंटेंट भी दिखेगा। एंड यू विल नोटिस दैट हम लोग इतना कंटेंट, आई सेड ना, हम एक पीस से 180 बना लेते हैं। सो हम लोग उसी पे काम कर रहे हैं कि साइकोलॉजी। बट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू डू नाउ इज we have mastered a few elements of those 6 ways. We are trying to get better and better at what we are not, and how they ko aise karna, right? So guys, any questions?
So just because the purpose of these every week sessions is Q&A, है ना? So कि जितना की problem फंसी होती है कहीं ना कहीं, so they should come and ask those questions. और ये नहीं related to this topic. If you have any query, maybe related to finance or startup or entrepreneurship, you can ask this right now. So these week sessions are for the same purpose. Yeah. Any queries if you have? Anyone? So for the first time, we have tried this online and in-person sessions also, so that people can ask, they can come, meet and interact in person, because I always believe energies matches more once you are there in physical. है ना? Online में कभी इंटरेस्ट नहीं आता है, किसी का फोन भी बच जाता है, किसी का यहाँ पे जितने भी बैठे थे किसी ने फोन नहीं उठाया। बट हाँ ऑब्वियसली आप जब ऑनलाइन होगे तो किसी का फोन आया होगा तो फोन पिक नहीं होगा, डिस्ट्रैक्ट भी होगा। समटाइम व्हेन योर लाइफ distractions are less when you avoid them. So we have started this physical meetings with the collaboration with my Soho, and we'll be having those sessions, further sessions also in person also, so that you can come meet and have your queries and discussions on this. Any questions right now on the topic, or
So what we can address is, we can address particular problems that will be beneficial to everyone, right? If I solve a problem for somebody, it would be beneficial for others also, right? So you can tell me your challenges. Yeah, please. Hello.
Thank you so much for this wonderful session. I've written all the points. I have a query, because you are a sales guru and you know so much. So you tell me, would you suggest that one should only be working on one niche area? If I am I am a life coach, so I'm doing personal coaching. I am working on employability and entrepreneurship, so I'm going to universities. And I'm doing HR consulting.
Okay.
So out of the three, you say I should throw two out of
Never.
No. Or how should I segregate?
Let's always solve your problem. Okay. And I learned this in 2021 after I attended a session with Joseph Jute. Joseph from Net Solutions, and I picked up what he was talking about and made it better and made it my own. Okay, so I give credit when it's due, right? So the idea is, you remember Venn diagrams? So the idea is not, so anybody who's like, pushing you, they're telling you about the same things. Like, like Sahil also, there's too much gyan out there. But what you have to realize is from every piece of knowledge that people throw at you, you have to take out what relates to you, right? In your question, you said, I have three things, right? Now, I also have three things, right? But how I made it is that same vision map. And how I solved that is, now I'll tell you how I did it. So you have to put your baskets, you have to create your baskets, but it is not going to work to the answer that you say until they complement each other. That means the science is the flywheel effect. The flywheel effect says that if you are rolling something, after a while, it will pick up its own momentum. That means when you are focusing on one thing, now, why is sales different strategies good? Why? Because if you are visible to them, even in another field, they should still be relating to you. So if you are a good orator, that is going to make a lot of difference to the services you sell. Let's say HR. HR and orator, speaking somewhere is totally different, but it gives you that overall. But what you always have to do is you have to find that zone. That means in your introduction, you should be able to find the common ground. That means where is my complement and how do I make that flywheel so that everything is working with each other. So choose your lines which complement and use the other to boost, use one to boost the second. So now give me the exact three things you do. ये तो सब मिला हुआ है ना? नहीं, this is all complementing each other. So this is great. You should do that. That means what best you can do is, and the best way I would normally do is, I will, your HR consultancy, it has a very clear, link with universities and you can run programs. You're already talking about it. When you talk to corporates, your introduction becomes, I work with universities also. Okay, na clear? When you are doing life coaching and when you're coaching or you're training coaches, right? You can easily say, hey, the same HR consultancy is used by a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. Those are your clients for your life coaching. Actually, a business owner also needs life coaching. Those are also your clients. You have a very clear, you can push to the same people and their network. So life coaching or building coaches can also come from their network. So you can be talking to people, you can use their partnerships, right? So let's say you have a client who's a corporate client, you can use their premises, be friendly with them, and then you can be pushing the other side of it and be visible. So all three is good. Make them come down to a Venn diagram where they complement each other. Does that answer your question?
So he talked about consulting. I also take some examples sometimes. People say, so this is a question, this is an answer. Always say that is a Q&A. So Q&A and consulting are totally different. Madanji, your mic is on. Madanji, can you? So consulting and Q&A is different. Q&A is one-time query if you have, but if you need a consulting, we as a consultant need to understand complete story of your business, your background, your clients, things, and then only we can give you an advice. So don't assume this as a one and go. So if you need to understand that what is a clear problem and what is a clear solution, then that's a different discipline. For that, you need to have we have a concept called business wealth checkup, where we say we don't just check sales, we check your financial, we check your research, your marketing, your legal, contractual, everything we check. And after checking those, we see these are the loopholes, and in these areas you are missing. क्योंकि देखो अगर मेरी पूरी body में अगर मेरे heart strong नहीं है, बाकी सारे I can walk maybe, but I cannot run. To run your business or to scale your business, you need every part of your body to be strong. Similarly, all aspects of your business are strong. That's required. So we have a concept called MSME consulting. If you wish to get that also, you can always call us. Any other question?
Ranjan ji, I'm going to answer your question अगर आप camera on करो. ऐसे. Ranjan ji, you asked me what are the 6 ways. How could we select the best for your company? शक्ल तो दिखा. शक्ल देखूंगा तो बताऊंगा, वरना मैं. आपकी पहले आंसर करते हैं. रंजन जी है नहीं, तो फिर I can't answer his question when he's not there, right?
What are the 6 ways?
और
That's what I said.
you said a very good thing in the beginning of the session about we as sellers and we as customers. How slightly changes. I think everybody hears that once again. We become better customers also.
But you know, and I remember very clearly those 2 boys joined us very recently. What was the first thing I taught? 3 words. No, ये वाला नहीं. Growth, empathy. Actually, the 3 pillars of sales, right? Or your organization or you as an individual should always be growth first. If you are not looking to improve, if you are comfortable, if you are not looking to challenge yourself, looking at newer things, you will never grow. So वो stagnate हो जाओ, right? So growth is number 1. Mera second happiness comes from that same journey I was talking about. If you don't, that happiness thing is, if you don't enjoy small wins, your big wins will not even last 15 seconds. आके चले जाएगी, आपको पता भी नहीं लगेगा what happened. I still remember when I was down, the first time in my life, when I bought a car after that. That day I was so happy. ऐसे मैं कार को ना हर रोज पॉलिश करता था, right? I was so happy. But that journey, I did not enjoy that journey till that point. I only had kept one goal. But then the next time I went through that journey, I started enjoying the moments. So when I had 0 the next time, but I was still enjoying those moments, a drink with my wife on my dining table, like, finding simple ways of doing things. We had stacks and stacks of papers. And, people used to call me crazy here because I was doing, I told you, 7 startups. And I used to research day in, day out. Our television became our screen, working, always trying to figure out how to do things, right? So growth, happiness, but last word jo hai, is the answer to everything, is empathy. जब तक आप दूसरे का केयर नहीं करते हो, आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते? आपको बंदा वैसे ही ट्रीट करता है जैसे आप दूसरों को ट्रीट करते हैं. So if all of us start listening to the genuinely to people, answering Karun's question also, that industry itni badnaam ho gayi hai. Don't introduce yourself as an insurance agent. Never say that. You have to say where you resonate and build your personality. I write on my, my title says B2B sales specialist or B2B, head of sales and everything. People run away from me. The moment I go to any place, people run away from me. But why do I use it? I use it on LinkedIn because it builds my authority. When I'm talking to somebody on LinkedIn, usko dikhta hai कि ये बंदा expert है. I'm not doing it for the people who are running away. I'm doing it for the people who are interested in me. People find me. Those are keywords. कोई सोचता नहीं है. Those are keywords. People search that, and 9,000 people connected with me. Half of them would have found me. Sent me a connection request. I have nobody in students. पहले मेरी प्रोफाइल अलग होती थी. I had 16-17,000. I deleted everything because it was a profile of students coming. I used to be in Leap Waters and I had a lot of those. Anyways, so the point is 6 ways. 6 ways बड़े simple होते हैं and बड़े मुश्किल होते हैं. Number 1, direct. Number 2, outreach. Number 3, partnerships. Number 4, content. Number 5, platforms. B2B, B2C, सबके लिए platforms होते हैं. And number 6, paid ads. There are 6 ways you can reach out. I repeat once again for everybody, because आपका अगर कभी life में funnel बनाना है, तो आपको ये pockets देखनी है. मैं इसमें क्या कर सकता हूँ? Both for B2B and B2C, minor tweaks, but the buckets remain the same. These are then further divided into inbound and outbound. Inbound means pull, outbound means push. Inbound मतलब मैं attract कर रहा हूँ, लोग मेरे तक आ रहे हैं. Push है मैं उन तक जा रहा हूँ. Right? बड़ा simple है. And concept is very simple. I repeat again. Direct सबसे पहले, outreach number 2, आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Number 3, partnerships. Number 4, content. Number 5, अब कौन बताएगा? Platforms. And number 6, paid ads. Paid ads मैंने last में रखा. Partnerships. Partnerships को lightly ना लेना. Partnerships बहुत strong होती. All your networking, they become partnerships, right? When you join a networking group, you think you're joined a networking group. What you're doing is a partnership. You are piggybacking on their trust and building your own. Questions? So I've answered that question. Ranjan, आपका भी question answer कर दिया. आप थे नहीं, but हमने answer कर दिया.
So we are also coming up with a new master class on finance for non-finance. That's a 2 days workshop. And so it's like so as a CA, when people used to come to us and say, "क्या sign कहाँ करने हैं बता?" तो ये समझ नहीं बस sign कहाँ कर? क्योंकि they say कि I don't able to understand. The course is for people who are not from finance background, and they should understand the documents in their organization. कोई भी document उनके organization में चल रहा है, they should be able to understand that. So if you are interested, do join next 2 days workshop. That's a detailed workshop. You can join for the first day basic and the second day advanced. So if you wish to join, do contact our team. Keshav, you can put our email ID and phone number. So if you're interested to join, do join. And for any other thing, maybe consulting, if you need to connect to Mr. Gaurav also, or maybe for any part of consulting, then do let us know. We'll connect to you one-to-one and help you scale your business.
I'll take this opportunity to thank you so much for the time you have, taken out of your schedules and either come here or have been present online. I really appreciate it. At the end of the day, everybody, everybody wants a validation of their systems and processes also. When I put myself in front of you all and am able to solve the challenges or talk to you, it's also a validation of why everything is right. So we should always be able to speak about things what we normally, it is not about I hide something. It is because sales will never happen by you learning ke ye tarike hote. Sales will always come down to execution. वो तरीकों को यूज कैसे करते हैं, एक्सिक्यूशन मेन चीज हो. सो वो ज्ञान, लाइक आई से ना, यू हैव इनफ आउट देयर, बट टू bring it all together. People like me, why are we good at what we do is because we have failed, because we have tried a lot of things and then put it together. So it is a shorter path, nothing else. It is what we give you or what anybody would give you, निचोड़ देते हैं. निचोड़ होता है कि ये सारी चीजें कर ली हमने, अब इसके बाद ये चल, अब एक जगह थोड़ा हमने देखा हो. मैंने भी तो 100 किताबें पढ़ी हो, एक अपनी लिख चुका हूँ, एक लिख रहा हूँ. By the way, my book Sales Vedas is going to be launched in a couple of months. if you please want to appreciate the effort, please do buy a copy. You know, no free copies, buy a copy. Yeah.
I've already written a book on how startup funding
There
works
you
in
go.
India. So we launched it in the last event. So if anybody wish to buy that book, that's also, so it tells about what are the stages of funding and how at what stage you need to understand every step of it. So that's there. So you can buy that book also.
There you go. वैसे
Buy it.
सबको
I will
नाम
give
कैसा
you
लगा?
the-
मैंने नाम अभी वो फाइनल कर दिया है, वेबसाइट भी ले ली है, बट सेल्स वेदास नाम ठीक है ना? अच्छा नाम है ना सेल्स वेदास, बिकॉज पीपल टोल्ड मी इंटरनेशनल कस्टमर को समझ ही नहीं आएगा, वो नहीं, वो मैंने कहा कोई बात नहीं, देखेंगे, है ना? वेदास आई थिंक एवरीबॉडी अंडरस्टैंड्स। वो बाय द वे salesvedas.com मेरी वेबसाइट।
So we are also we are also going to US this year. So if somebody is interested to go to US as a Babson College, we are tied up with Boston Babson College. So they can also contact us, or you want to be a member of Punjab Angels, or you want to contribute. Always tell. So there are two investment of money and investment of time. So if you can invest money in startups and all, that's also good. But if you can't invest money, do invest your time, give back to society. Let us know that if you want to be part of it. Contact details are already there, and I think that's there. So let's create the right kind of ecosystem in the region. I'll just say. You want to say something? Add something? Yeah.
So thank you so much, everyone. And thanks to Mr. Gaurav Vashisht for really giving us such an amazing session. I think that deserves a standing ovation, the way we've all learned. So thank you so much. And clapping to you. Yeah, lot of love. So we learned a lot, and thank you so much to all the, I see a lot of new faces, Ranjan, Amit Jindal, Rohit Kanse. So thank you so much for joining us. And every Wednesday we are here.
And do join us physically next time.
Yeah,
Maybe
physically
online
at
and we can
my
interact.
Soho at Sector 17. And we will bring you speakers like Mr. Gaurav Vashisht. And every time we'll have a different topic. This time it was sales. We would be interested to know what all you want to know about, learn about. Keep sharing it at punjabangelsnetwork.com, and you have our phone number. So do reach out
If you
for
want
any
any topic to
consulting.
be shared, then do let us know. We'll
Yeah.
come with that.
Yeah. And we'll convey your thanks to Mr. Gaurav. I see a lot of thank yous in the chat group also. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.